Hello everyone. So today we're going to be talking about CNN posting an article, Pelosi pushes new bill to determine whether a president is capable of serving. This is their title, Nancy Pelosi's drop-off, spouting off the 25th Amendment. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi refused to say Friday whether extraordinary constitutional measures should be invoked to remove President Donald Trump from office, saying that that's not for us to decide, even as she throws her weight behind a new bill to give Congress a role in determining whether the President of the United States must be forced out of office because he's incapable of doing his job. Would establish a process of effectively give Congress a say in removing a president from office under the 25th Amendment of the Constitution, which allows for a president to be removed from office if a majority of cabinet members and the vice president consider him incapable to carry out his duties. Section 4 of the 25th Amendment also says that if a majority of a body established by law, along with the vice president, declare in writing that if the president is disabled and unable to do his job, the vice president immediately becomes the acting president. And we're going to stop there. Nancy Pelosi has zero chances of this working out. And the reason being is because she's going to have to get Mike Pence. At the end of it all, she would still have to get Mike Pence's signature. Now, there are those out there that believe this isn't laws created for Trump. They're created in case if Joe Biden wins. Now, that could be, we actually think it's just another tactic to try to go after Donald Trump, but those in the conspiracy theory circles have a valid point. What they're going to say is they can't pass a physical, they can't pass a drug test, their brain's not accurate, and we have a big question about this. He never gave up his duty as president to Mike Pence to hold on to while he was at Walter Reed undergoing tests and taking medicine. Now, we know this was an experimental medicine. And the fact of the matter is he is getting better. He never was that bad to begin with, from our understanding. They had a little bit of respiratory problems. The problem with Congress and what Nancy Pelosi is trying to put out there is that this can't hold water. You're talking about a drug that will run its course within a few days. So if you say, well, now he's incapable, those 2 or 3 days he was taking the drug, and the subsequent 2 or 3 days that he didn't take the drug, he is already clean. And furthermore, we ask this other question. Why weren't all politicians drug tested to begin with? I think it's a very valid question. You have people all over the country right now that are at $10 an hour wage that are getting drug tested. You have people out there that have high-paying jobs that are going as far as their company investing in cancer diagnostics, meaning that if their worker has a penchant to catch cancer, they won't let them work. There's a whole bunch of different rules for people who get paid less that have a lot less control. And presidents should always be drug tested, we feel. We feel that Obama should have been drug tested. We feel that Clinton's, all of the above should have been drug tested all along. It's unfair to the republic that we live in that our politicians can't have the oversight that we ourselves are having to abide by every single day. It's just more monopolizing power. They just get to do whatever they want. So we're not really against Nancy Pelosi pulling this rule, but it's stupid on its face because she can't get Mike Pence to sign on anything like that. And furthermore, why would Mike Pence want to sign on something like that when they've already tried to draw up documentation to impeach Mike Pence the minute he turns president? Why would you want to sign documentation over from them? The Democrats, they say that they want to make a body, a group of people. They want to find a group that is not biased against the president, yada yada. Now, we don't buy that. We think that's a crock of crap. They will fill those positions with as many Trump-hating people as they possibly can. Pelosi goes on in this article and she says, quote, "This is not about President Trump. He will face the judgment of the voters, but he shows the need for us to create a process for future presidents." Why is it a concern of the president? I actually argue that Nancy Pelosi herself should probably be taking drug tests. I think everybody who may be hearing this right now is probably agreeing with me that that woman needs drug tests. There are Democrats out there right now that probably like Nancy Pelosi and probably feel this person needs a drug test. So we find it terribly ironic that she could go around saying that she can run an office when she owns wineries all over the place, that she herself has been drinking like crazy. She can't keep her teeth in her mouth. She waves her hands around absurdly. She seems hopped up on something every other time she's at a podium. So why can't we have her checked out? I propose that all government officials should have drug testing be mandatory. What are you on? You're controlling the rest of us, so I think it's a valid argument. But I don't think you use it whenever you want to use it so you can get people out of office when you want to get them out of office. That's using constitutional amendments, constitutional bills to pass your political viewpoints, not the will of the people. So Nancy Pelosi, when you come out and you say all this stuff about Donald Trump not being able to fill his duties because he's on cootie prescriptions, understand that the man has to take the stuff. You have him at a catch-22. Either don't take the stuff and be the president of the United States, or take the stuff and survive. And I don't think that's a very honest thing to be doing to anybody. We can tell, most of us out here can tell that you are sullying the waters. If he takes the medicine, then he gets better and everything's good, he can be the president again. Wrong. You're going to go ahead and try to sully the waters and say that he's messed up because of the drugs, when the drugs have already passed his system, or they will be out of his system by the time you ever were to even try him for anything. So running the 25th Amendment on Trump is a cat and mouse game that's never going to have an end. And if you do it, you're not going to affect Donald Trump. You're not going to get him next election. If he does happen to lose, which I don't believe he will, I think Donald Trump's winning the election. But if he does happen to lose, Joe Biden's ability to keep his position by the 25th Amendment, it's going to be very hard for him to keep his job. He has too many associations in his family. Just remember, the apple does not fall far from the tree. A lot of these things are learned actions. His sons, his family, they all have deep, dark problems with various drugs. And I don't believe it'd be very far off to say that maybe Joe Biden would take Adderall so that he could remember a little bit better when he goes into speaking at a podium, because the senility's kind of getting to him. And we would understand that in a way. But it's unfair to try to push this off on anyone at any time so that you can gain political power. Because that is, at the end of the day, what we believe Nancy Pelosi is trying to do. It doesn't matter who's the person ahead of her. She's still trying to climb that ladder. She wants to be the first woman president. Anyway, you folks have a wonderful afternoon, a good night, a good morning, whichever. Please like, share, and subscribe. We really do appreciate that around here. Also, don't forget to hit the notification bell. If you don't hit the notification bell, you might not get our videos. Sometimes it just doesn't do it. God bless each and every one of you. See ya.